gentlemen, welcome to Throwdown Thursday. I'm Tate Griffin, joined by Jake the Machine Davis, and we have a huge show tonight. Opening the show tonight, ISP, the newly crowned hybrid champion, defending his belt against Reggie Collins.
This is going to be an unbelievable matchup. The entire landscape of the Elite Pro Wrestling Alliance changed last Friday night in Short Gap, West Virginia, and ISP is coming out with the very first title defense in what he assumes is going to be a forever reign.
And then we have Dallas Riggs, the Elite Pro Tag Team Champion, co-holder of the belts with Shane Malice, stepping in the ring in what has to be his biggest match to date, getting an Elite Pro Heavyweight Championship title match against Blackhawk, defending his belt for the very first time.
Dallas Riggs has been an anomaly of the Elite Pro Wrestling Alliance for a while now. Every time he goes to the ring, we think, man, he's not going to do it, and then he does. Is he going to leave as a double champion, or is Blackhawk going to establish things here tonight?
It all starts right now. Throwdown Thursday's coming at you.
All right, here we are, our opening match on this week's Throwdown Thursday. ISP Israel Sharif Fakour defending the hybrid championship for the first time against Reggie Collins.
And Reggie Collins looking to put a screeching halt to the title reign of ISP after winning that championship in Short Gap, West Virginia just a week ago.
Easily one of the most controversial endings to a title match I've ever seen in Elite Pro. I had so many fans sending us videos, showing us other angles, showing, it was blatant that he did cheat. I mean, you can't go back and change the past, but Anthony Athens definitely has a claim to that belt.
Yeah, absolutely. ISP basically said what he was going to do, and he's never been one to act like somehow he's not willing to do whatever it takes to get there, and that's exactly what happened, and it's kind of hard to argue with that mentality.
One of the most dangerous men in Elite Pro, made all the more dangerous with Dr. Douglas Crane at ringside. Nice solid lockup there.
Reggie Collins with a height advantage on ISP. ISP, the heavier of the two, and possibly and probably the stronger of the two. The unorthodox athleticism of ISP, when you see him, you don't think that he can move the way he does, but he literally can get in the air and stay there until seemingly he wants to come down. It's insane. Reggie Collins now. Nice. Armor there by ISP, comes back with the headlock.
A particularly boisterous crowd tonight, too, here at the Elite Pro Arena.
And clearly behind Reggie Collins. Big shoulder tackle there.
Did a double bump there.
ISP very arrogantly, it's the opening exchange there. ISP, Reggie goes for the trip, quick leapfrog, beautiful arm drag, and another one. And I think those valuable seconds that ISP wasted almost arrogantly mocking Reggie as he was on the ground there after the shoulder tackle backfired very quickly. And this crowd's loving it. Dr. Crane, however, is not. So Dr. Crane making some type of claim that Reggie was possibly pulling trunks or something. And another arm drag, beautifully executed. And another one. And ISP's definitely got to slow things down. And Reggie grinding that knee right into the side of the head, and ISP quickly slipping out of that.
It almost looks like ISP underestimated Reggie Collins in this title match.
And that you can see that happen a lot of times when a guy wins a championship. Like, that ego your head can blow up very quickly. And sometimes you tend to underestimate everyone. You think, I'm so far up on the mountain that everybody's looking up at me. And boy, Reggie Collins doesn't have to look up at anybody when he's leaping with that drop kick.
Standing drop kick, and ISP's outside with Dr. Crane, who's fanning him.
Crane now yelling instructions. ISP's definitely got to make an adjustment to the game plan here. Reggie Collins, we've said before, the springs in the legs of Reggie Collins, he can literally leap and get his entire body above the top rope with those standing drop kicks. Referee giving the count now. ISP taking his sweet time out there. There's one luxury as a champion, and ISP is definitely implementing it now, is that, obviously the title can't change hands on a count out or disqualification, so he can hang out there all he wants, and unless Reggie's willing to come out for him, it doesn't really matter. It may go in the loss column, but, ISP as the champion has that advantage.
Dr. Crane verbally assaulting fans in the front row. The big kick we got.
Oh, and sometimes that's all you need is that little breather, get your head clear, and lunge with that kick.
Oh.
Big knife edge chop. And And now a blatant choke with the foot to the neck there. Referee giving the count. And just like that, ISP is back with the advantage.
He really needs to stay on him, though, I think. Nope. Or that'll happen.
Reggie trying to fight from underneath there. ISP quickly with the stomps in the corner. And how quickly Dr. Douglas Crane's mood changed.
Yes. He's a slippery one.
Oh, and now it slips in there with a cane across the throat.
Disgusting. You know, Dr. Crane, as much as I can't stand him, you can't argue with success. I mean, he's the manager of the hybrid champion, and he's led teams to tag team championship glory, as well as the cruiserweight championship when that was implemented, and he has a fairly impressive stable.
Yeah, ISP now with the big, like almost leg cross faces across the head and neck of Reggie there in the corner, and Reggie trying to fight again from underneath. Throwing some up kicks to the midsection there, and ISP with a running forearm shuts that right down. Big snapmare. Oh, and another beautiful snapmare, almost Kurt Hennig-esque.
Well, this is a heck of a match to have, especially opening Throwdown Thursday. This is one of those matches that would be a feature on any card that Elite Pro Wrestling Alliance runs.
Absolutely. The velocity on that elbow now, it gets his entire body into the... almost winding up to get as much impact into those elbows as he can. Think about ISP is he's so methodical, but whenever he pulls the trigger, I mean the explosive nature of the moves. Dr. Douglas Crane obviously pleased with his man ISP now. Oh, Reggie firing back with a big knife edge and another one. And a third knife reg, as he likes to call it. Beautiful leapfrog from the middle and another knife reg. And almost a Harley Race knee there. Takes ISP down. This could be it. That may have been a knockout blow. Oh, 2.5.
Reggie had his thumb up there for that pinfall.
Reggie now's got to capitalize here. He's got some momentum going after that big knee.
That Dr. Crane making his way over. You always got to keep an eye on him.
He may be hobbling, but he's covering some ground here. And now he's distracted. Reggie's yelling down at him. Oh, and a big European uppercut almost. Oh. Big body press off the top rope.
Reggie Collins is feeling it. It seemed like it took everything he had just to get up onto that top rope. So that fall didn't do him any favors.
Oh, and a leaping neck breaker there.
Oh,
Reggie out at 2.5. ISP comes at you from so many angles and so unorthodox style of offense.
Just rubbing his face into the canvas. Thing is that doesn't always hurt. I mean, it can hurt, but it's also demoralizing.
Yeah, it's definitely it's disorienting if nothing else. Especially you get your eyes into that mat. I mean, I don't care how clean that mat is. I mean, when you got guys in there sweating and bumping around, walking on there with their boots, and you get your eyes rubbed into it, it's definitely possible to get some type of debris in there.
And a slingshot there under the bottom rope. Reggie's definitely worse for the wear.
ISP once again now just kind of stalking his prey. Reggie still down. That bottom rope right across the throat there. Big stomp now.
Methodical, that's the best word for it.
And now taking turns stomping on each limb of Reggie, so it's almost like you don't know what to defend. And right to the ankle now.
ISP's precision, even though he's unorthodox, his precision, and that's probably why. Because he's so unorthodox, his precision always comes as surprising. But he's just one of the most consistent guys in the history of Elite Pro.
Now locking in that chin lock at a very precarious angle there. Grinding the point of that shoulder right into the carotid there. You can see the chin lock well executed, but putting that body weight right into the ear and the jaw. Closing in that It's almost like a blood choke.
I think Reggie realizes that that's what's coming, and that's part of why he's using what's probably his last bit of energy trying to get out of there. This might be it.
Referee checking that out now. Reggie looking to fight back. Reggie up, firing away. Oh, big inverted atomic drop. Reggie now hooks from belly to belly. Oh, and he comes right down and doing a second atomic drop.
He's enjoying it.
Perches him up on the shoulders. Oh, and spikes him into the mat. And a big standing leg drop there. There's the springs in the legs of Reggie. Flattening out with that leg drop from about 4 feet in the air. Nearly got him.
He nearly got him. I think nobody's more surprised than Reggie that he didn't.
Reggie's got to capitalize here.
And you got Dr. Crane there. Never underestimate just how demoralizing it can be to listen to him barking at you the entire time.
Reggie now a valuable probably 15-20 seconds now. Now he's back on him. Big knife edge chop. Israel's ability to absorb pain and then come back at a moment's notice is big reversal. Right as I say that. Oh, and a running drop kick into
That was something.
So running missile drop kick into that corner, and Reggie had nowhere to go on that. Now ISP looking to go up top, it looks like. Reggie now in the corner. ISP's perched on the top. Oh, he went for a coast to coast.
Oh my goodness.
Reggie managed to pull himself to the top rope. Reggie now on the top. After pulling himself up, Reggie runs down the apron. He's going up.
Would be for that big cross-body block. That's his big finisher here.
Oh! Reggie crashes and burns ISP out of the way at the last moment.
So think about high risk. Sometimes you don't win.
Reggie fully opened up as he does. Oh, and there's that Mafia kick from ISP. This could be it. And 3. ISP retains the Hybrid Championship.
Wow.
Slight miscue there on the part of Reggie Collins. Not really his fault. ISP quickly out of the way. Perhaps had it scouted, but then was able to capitalize with that running Mafia kick.
This week's episode of Throwdown Thursday had some very, very exciting matches, including Cowpoke Paul, a regular here at Elite Pro, facing off against Zakar Shaw. Fans in attendance are always excited to see Cowpoke Paul, and this was no exception. Zakar has had quite a bit of success up and down the East Coast, and tonight would be no exception, as he was able to catch Cowpoke Paul in a small package for the 1-2-3. And in tag team action, Big Andrew Stevens and Cisco faced off against KP McGregor and Ruthless Jason Raddatz in a back-and-forth match. Unfortunately, Andrew Stevens unwittingly swung KP McGregor around where his boot caught Cisco. And unfortunately for them, it cost them the victory, as Cisco was unable to clear the cobwebs and fell victim to KP McGregor's spear. After the match, however, when Andrew Stevens tried to apologize, Cisco did not want to have it. His frustration and anger took over as the two men continued to argue in what escalated into a shoving match between two of Dr. Crane's top men. After 2 assaults by Cisco, Andrew Stevens had decided that he had had enough. At that point, Dr. Douglas Crane came in to try to break up his 2 men, as well as the referees, but there was no calming these men down. Ultimately, a one-on-one match has been signed for next week's Throwdown Thursday between Cisco and Andrew Stevens. Here we are, our main event of the evening. Blackhawk, the newly crowned Elite Pro Wrestling Alliance heavyweight champion, in his first title defense against co-holder of the tag team championship, Dallas Riggs.
I briefly spoke to Dallas in the locker room earlier, and he is fully confident that he's leaving as a double champion here tonight.
You know what's funny? I've had a lot of conversations with Dallas, and none of them have ever been brief.
Well, he was still talking as I walked away, but I find that sometimes you just got to turn and go. Shane Malice at ringside here, which is definitely an advantage for Dallas Riggs. Blackhawk, though, he's been there, seen it all, done it all, and he can definitely say that now after topping TJ Sykes in Short Gap, West Virginia, just 7 days ago for the Elite Pro Heavyweight Championship. Dallas Riggs now laying the law down to the fans of Elite Pro, telling them exactly what's going to happen. Oh. Big right hand quickly blocked by Blackhawk. Big right hand, two of them there.
Oh my goodness.
Big knife edge chop there by Blackhawk. Tell you what, we may have had a quick ending in this match because Blackhawk's left-handed, so without the southpaw punch, he went right-handed. I mean, when you're cracking a guy in the jaw with your offhand and he's dropping him to his knees every time.
He's ready to get back in there.
Oh, Dallas goes right down onto his head on that. Brought in the hard way there.
That might have been the hardest way I've ever seen someone brought in.
Dallas holding his nose. He's a little staggered there. It looked like his face actually hit the bottom rope whenever he got brought in. Big left-handed lariat there by Blackhawk.
He's got a never can't do attitude. He's always up for it.
Swinging neck breaker there from Blackhawk. The thing about Blackhawk, too, is that unless you can get that distance, as Dallas did just now, he rolled out, and Malice quick to try to help him there, but Blackhawk, with all the experience that he's had over 3 decades, he will maul you if you don't get that distance from him. You constantly have to start fighting while backing out. When he's on the offense, he just doesn't let you breathe because his gas tank is so good.
When he has an economy of motion, there's not a lot of finesse, there's not a lot of fancy steps to his game, but it's effective. I don't know if I'd go so far as to call him just a brawler, but definitely...
There's definitely no waste of motion at all, as you said. Dallas quickly got in the eyes, though. If you want to slow somebody down, even somebody the caliber of Blackhawk, go to their eyes. I mean, there's no way to train the eyes from not hurting when you poke them.
That's the truth.
Dallas with the clothesline, but only managed to get a 1 there on the lateral press. Quickly goes right back to Shane for a little bit more advice, and Shane definitely has plenty to give. When you're talking about a guy that's a former heavyweight champion himself, and obviously current tag team champion with Dallas. I mean, he's had every accolade. Former cruiserweight champion as well. Big jawbreaker there.
He's really holding his own there, though.
He's firing away. He's definitely laying his shots in there, big forearms to the back. I think it's an eye-opener, too. When you have a guy that is on a knee and he's just going to keep throwing, and if you give him just a matter of seconds, he's firing back at you. I mean, it makes you more aggressive. Glancing clothesline there, and Blackhawk comes right out. Front kick right to the sternum. Dallas do that clothesline with a little less than furious but quickly right back on it with a big DDT, a signature move of Dallas in recent weeks.
Let's think for a second here about what's at stake. 6 months ago, when Dallas made his debut in February, coming out announcing he was training, did you ever think that you'd be also looking at a man that's the Elite Pro Heavyweight and Tag Team Champion simultaneously?
When you look at the lineage of the Elite Pro Wrestling Alliance Heavyweight Championship, obviously at Blackhawk and working your way back, I mean, everybody from Leslie Leatherman to The Patriot to Tommy Dreamer to Luke Gallows, I mean, just the list goes on and on and on. R.L. Smith, Jason Raddatz.
Vince Vega.
I mean, there's just so many talents that have just completely lived on top of that mountain. And then if Dallas Riggs was standing there, boy, you'd never hear the end of it because he'd have plenty to say. Big knee right into the midsection there, and another one. You can see the evolution of Dallas Riggs is getting more efficient in the ring, and under the tutelage of Shane Malice, you can see why.
Dallas is one of those guys that I think, you always learn something when you get beat up. But Dallas has learned a lot.
see those hints of youth whenever he does slow down. He immediately gets corrected by someone firing back, and Blackhawk's the perfect guy there. Big body slam. That reversal. Lateral press now. Dallas is out. Right at that 2. Didn't even get a 2.5 there. I mean, there's so much fight in Dallas. He's got a surprisingly great gas tank, though. And it's like we say that almost like it's something we're having trouble understanding. But he is a champion. He's been a champion now for the last couple of months.
Dallas Riggs is approaching the point where he will have been a champion for longer in his career than he wasn't.
And, I mean, he really has become an anomaly of Elite Pro.
Nice
Big
duck.
back fist. Looks like he's applied it. Oh, he's got the chicken wing. He's got a chicken wing crossface and drops into that leg scissors there.
I'm gonna put this bird down, baby!
Being cheered on with Shane Malice.
Dallas rolls him onto the shoulder that he has torque to, so that's putting the added pressure to where his body weight's not only on the torque shoulder, but also Dallas is yanking away on that shoulder as well. And you can see Blackhawk's having trouble. He's got him fairly in the center of the ring here.
I can't imagine Blackhawk tapping out to this, but also I can't imagine how painful it is.
And let's not forget that the referee does have the ability to stop the match if he sees that an injury happens, something along those lines. I mean, he can stop it if somebody's deemed incapacitated. Blackhawk's fighting out, though. I mean, Blackhawk has a never-say-die attitude. We've seen that for decades, but he's back to his feet. He's still got that chicken wing, and Blackhawk managed to reverse it.
Has anyone in Elite Pro simultaneously held the heavyweight and tag team championship before?
Jason Raddatz one time, way back. I think it was roughly around 2013, 2014, for a brief period.
Oh, goodness. A half a count away from the new champion.
Dallas Riggs now retreating over to Mouse once again for some instruction. I mean, he's got Blackhawk railing. He's got to get up and get after it. If there's one thing that we see that's a hole in the game of Dallas Riggs, you can drive a truck through that hole, that he wastes time once he gets the advantage. He gets a little too confident. And as you can see, Blackhawk immediately now firing back, cut him right back off. I mean, he had him reeling. Big Irish whip to the far side. Oh, and Dallas flips right over him. Oh, and Blackhawk almost cradled him. It looked almost like a pinning combination, like a lateral press with the cradle and the leg hook, and only scooped him up almost like a pump handle and drove him into the mat. Now Blackhawk goes to the top.
Looked like Dallas was going for something, didn't quite make it happen, and Blackhawk was able to capitalize. Oh, Shane Malice on the apron.
He's put a camera in his face with a flash, and Blackhawk's not going to have it. Big left hand. Malice is down. It appears. Oh, and Dallas Riggs on the top rope. Blackhawk cut him off. It looked like he was trying to capitalize with the distraction. Oh, big superplex from Blackhawk. 2, 3, got him. And Blackhawk
defends the Elite Pro Wrestling Alliance Championship in his first defense, successful, despite the best efforts of Shane Malice, successful over Dallas Riggs.
Big superplex from the top rope.